I still remember the moment when the champagne flute shattered against the marble floor, raining bubbles and glass like fireworks in the gilded hall. Two women in couture gowns froze, one in emerald silk, the other in ruby velvet, and all eyes swung to me. That was act one of my life's greatest mess. Linda and Sarah, two billionaire girls with secrets bigger than their bank balances, on the warpath over a poor boy they barely knew. And that poor boy was me.
Alakaztra Fairy Folktales.
I'm Josh Carter, born in a one-room shack in Ajegunle, surviving on my mother's meager teaching salary and hawking roasted plantains on Lagos Street. At 24, my dreams stretched farther than my reach. But fate has a funny way of turning crumbs into caviar. It all began at the Emerald and Ruby Charity Gala, hosted by the Lagos Women's Foundation. My best friend Sodiq worked the registration desk. One frantic text sent me in a borrowed suit and shoes, 2 sizes too large. I walked in, feeling like an imposter, until I locked eyes with Linda Ross. She drifted through the crowd like a queen on parade, tall, poised, skin glowing like polished onyx. Her gown trailed behind her, the kind only billionaires and royals wear. I watched her from the fringe, heart pounding. Then Sarah Bennett appeared, shorter, fierce, with curls piled high and a stare that could melt steel. She wore that ruby dress as if it were armor. I didn't stand a chance. Sodiq guided me backstage to help with overflow guests. There I clipped on a mic and threw on a headset. The moment I stepped out, I nearly collided with Linda. "Watch it, kids," she snapped, her voice low and icy. "I'm sorry, Ms. Ross," I stammered. She glared, then turned to Sarah, who had elbowed past. The two billionaire girls locked eyes for the first time. A spark flew. Before I could react, Sarah's heel caught my cuff. I stumbled, the mic box flew off my belt, and the champagne flute in her hand exploded against her dress, drenching her chest in bubbly. The room gasped. I crouched to pick up the shards. Sarah's lips curved in a deadly smile. Linda crossed the stage, snatched Sarah's wrist and hissed, "You clumsy! Get lost!" Sarah snapped back, twisting free. Their fight was a tempest. Security rushed in. Cameras flashed wildly. My poor heart thrashed. I mumbled apologies, but no one heard me over the storm of their insults. When the chaos subsided, they vanished. Linda behind the orchestra, Sarah through the service door, and I was left holding a broken flute and fewer dreams. A week later, I bumped into Linda again, literally at a downtown cafe where I waited tables part-time. She sat at a sleek marble table reading a report. My heart flipped. "Careful," she warned, barely looking up. "Sorry, Ms. Ross," I said, trying to disappear. But she beckoned. "You spilled that champagne on me. You owe me a drink." I can't afford it," I blurted. She stared, then smiled a hint. "At my company's rooftop bar tonight, you're invited." My brain short-circuited. "Me? Wear that same suit." She tossed me a business card. 7 p.m. I raced home, changed, and returned to the Tower Ross. The elevator ride was a blur. At the rooftop, city lights glittering below, Linda ordered us martinis. "I hate Sarah Bennett," she confessed, voice soft. "She's ruthless. She wants everything." I blinked. "Why are you telling me this?" She sighed. "You're different. You don't act like you crave my money. You care about people." I swallowed. "I care about truths." She studied me, then downed her drink. "You might help me in a little project." Before I could ask, Sarah swept in, stilettos clicking, hair shimmering. "Linda," she purred, "playing matchmaker?" Linda's brow rose. "Just talking business." "Funny business," Sarah retorted, sliding beside me. She looked me over, eyes narrowing. "You're the waiter boy." "Actually," I said, "I wait tables, but my name is Josh." Linda inhaled, Sarah's lips curved. "Josh," she repeated, "I have an offer too." The tension crackled. Two billionaire girls, Emerald versus Ruby, battling for leverage, and I was the pawn. Over the next days, their offers grew absurd. Linda sent me on a weekend yacht trip to impress clients. Sarah flew me to Dubai on a red eye for a business seminar. Text poured in, Linda, meet me at the jet, wear black. Sarah, tutorial at 8 a.m. formal attire. I hesitated. I needed money. My mother's rent was overdue. I needed experience for a real job, but their world was dangerous. Hints surfaced. Linda's company, Ross Enterprises, was rumored to smuggle art treasures. Sarah's Bennett Holdings faced scandal over offshore accounts. Though foreshadow whispered my gut. One night in my cramped apartment, Sodiq warned me, these girls, they don't play. You're caught between sharks. I laughed. I'm not worth their fight. But I was. Then came the text that changed everything. Unidentified number. You ended up at the wrong party. We need to talk 10 p.m. Old Warehouse. It had Linda's emerald motif, but who knows? I headed there heart hammering. Inside the abandoned warehouse, crates of lavish art lay uncovered, flashes of gold frames and gemstones. Sarah stepped from the shadows. I didn't send that, she whispered. Someone's using us. I swallowed. Before I could speak, Linda stormed in. Sarah, you set me up, she glared at me. You too, Josh. No one set me up, I said, but someone wants me here. Suddenly, men in black masks emerged, grabbing Linda. Sarah shrieked. I lunged, tackling one and yanked the mask off. Underneath was Mr. Kabiru, Linda's CFO. He snarled, shut up, boy. He slammed me aside. Sarah whirled. Linda! Kabiru pointed a gun. This ends tonight. My blood ran cold. For a poor boy, this was real violence. I dove for cover. A shot rang out. Linda crumpled. Sarah screamed. I froze, my hands shaking. The masked men vanished. Linda lay on the crates, eyes fluttering. Sarah fell beside her, tears soaking the emerald silk. I helped Linda sit. Her breathing was shallow. Josh, she whispered, protect her? Before I could object, the warehouse door slammed. I led them out. On the street, an armored car awaited, Sarah's driver. She helped Linda inside, glaring at me strangely. You're not useless, she said. Then they sped off, leaving me in the dark drizzle, soaked and terrified. Days passed. I learned Linda survived, shot in the leg. Sarah visited her daily, dressed down, worry etching her features. I volunteered at Ross Hospital, scrubbing floors just to check on them. One afternoon, Sarah caught me in a corridor. Why do you care? She demanded, voice ragged. Because, I paused, because you two risked everything for me. She stared, then shook her head. You really don't know. I frowned. Know what? Come with me, she said, leading me to a private room. Inside lay folders stamped confidential. I thought you were cleaning, she said, eyebrow quirked. I wanted news. I shifted. She slid a file across. I opened it. My photo stared back. Under it, Joshua Ross Bennett. My heart stopped. This is my birth certificate. She nodded. You were adopted on the same day Linda's mother died in labor with twin girls. The midwife switched papers. Your mother took you in. We never knew. Tears brimmed. So I'm their brother? Sarah's voice cracked. You're their twin brother, one of the richest families in Nigeria, but you grew up poor. I sank into a chair. Memories flooded. My mother's lullabies, factory her street hawk life, all real, but my blood. Linda limped in, supported by nurses. She saw the file open. Josh? I stood, voice shaking. Linda, Sarah, am I? Linda swallowed, tears in her eyes. Our father's will left everything to his children, United States, but he wrote a clause, any lost child found. If there's a third Ross Bennett, the fortune splits 4 ways. Sarah blinked. Ross Enterprises and Bennett Holdings, they were partnerships our father arranged. He built our empires for his children. I sank. They were fighting for me. Linda knelt. Melissa Ross and Edith Bennett fought over who got more. Our father died before revealing the third child. Sarah wiped her face. We've been enemies for nothing. I rose, trembling. So all this, the fights, the offers, the near death was about me and our inheritance. Linda nodded. We thought you were just a pawn. We didn't know you were our brother. Anger and relief warred inside me. You two never asked about my background. Sarah's shoulders shook. We were too proud. I closed the folder. I'm still Josh from Ajigunle. I won't let money change me. Linda took my hand. Then let's fix this together. Sarah joined. Let's rebuild the foundation. Rename it the Carter Initiative for the poor. I blinked. Carter Initiative? They smiled. Your name, Linda said. Josh Carter. Let's honor your mother's legacy. Tears blurred my vision. The three of us stood there, Emerald, Ruby, and the boy in a scratched suit, ready to heal old wounds. A month later, the Lagos Women's Foundation Gala returned, this time hosted by the Carter Initiative. The marquee glowed, from Ajegunle to tomorrow, empowering dreams. Linda and Sarah flanked me on stage. We announced scholarships and microloans to street vendors, my people. As applause thundered, I caught Linda's eye. She winked. Sarah squeezed my shoulder. The knives of rivalry were gone, replaced by hope. I lifted the mic. I'm Josh Carter, once a poor boy, now part of a family. Tonight, we prove that dreams aren't sold to the highest bidder. They're nurtured in every heart. The crowd cheered. Beneath the chandeliers, the three siblings embraced, the richest girls and the poorest boy, now united by blood, purpose, and love. And that broken flute? It was framed in the entrance hall, a reminder that sometimes the most dramatic crashes spark the brightest new beginnings. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.